When you're investing in real estate, what you avoid is at least as important as what you actually choose to invest in.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.
We're thrilled to invite you to another episode. I'm Yetta Dekker.
And I'm Ken Dekker.
And it's Life's Inside Track, where we get to share techniques, tips, thoughts, tools, and tactics, almost a tongue twister, that really helps us to build wealth wisely through real estate and do the best in our lives that we possibly can with what we've been given.
Mm-hmm. Yetta, I think that one of the things that is the most valuable part of our initial consultation when we meet with clients on the investment journey is figuring out what their end goal is. Where do they want to go with this? Because then that adjusts what type of property we're looking for and what results we want from that property. You know, do we need cash flow? Do we want wealth accumulation? Do we want something that doesn't need maintenance? Or do we want something that we can increase value by doing maintenance and increasing the rent rolls and things like that? So there's different, really strong, different ways of reaching a client's goals.
Right. So first we got to know the goal. Mm-hmm. And I think we also, in that consultation, this isn't the clarity call. The clarity call is free, quick 15 minutes just to get clarity whether this is for you, this isn't for you. If you have a specific question, it's a great time to get it addressed. And it helps us know and you know whether a consultation, and we do the consultations at a fee, as well as if you're going to invest with us, then they can be included or we can reimburse the fee when you do move forward. So the consultation is much more comprehensive. Mm-hmm. And we're looking for what you're looking for, what goal you're trying to accomplish, like your motivation behind it, and also why it matters. Like all of that needs to be flushed out, because once we know that, and once you're clear on that, right? You got to be clear on that. Once you're clear on that, then it's actually easy, quite easy, to eliminate certain choices, get rid of certain options. Yeah. If you're if you're thinking of doing it for legacy purposes for your kids so that they have college funds, let's say you got babies right now. Mm-hmm. And you're thinking ahead to 15 years, 18 years down the road, the great news is if you make the choice on the right investment property now, maybe you want to pull out cash at that time to pay for their education. Maybe it's a setup for their home down the road. There are so many different things you can do with it and why you would want to do with it. So you want to be clear. We're throwing out lots of suggestions. Because, as we say on every segment B, when your options are clear, your wisdom will flow. Mm-hmm. It's not a joke. It's like for real.
And why is it important? You know, there was a stat recently, a Canadian stat that said that investors that invested in the area of their expertise, the area they had decided to invest in, as opposed to just looking for a good deal over here, over there, or whatever.
Those hurt me.
You know, this commercial one, this multi-unit, this single unit, all kinds of things. The people that focused in their lane of choice based on their criteria were actually 40% higher returns on their money than those that were kind of pock shot.
Right. And that came from the Canadian Real Estate Wealth Organization. Mm-hmm. I mean, how cool is that? They actually believe what we're saying and we believe what they're saying. So 40% higher returns when you actually go in with clear, so that all the abundant choices that you have to make become evident.
Yeah, there's all kinds of real estate investment. Your first one is the home you live in, right? If you don't own one now, your first purchase is an investment, whether it be a single family, a townhouse, a duplex, a triplex, whatever it may be. Then you can go real estate multifamily. You can go real estate single family. You can go commercial, moving into like little strip plazas and office towers and things like that.
Or mixed use.
You go mixed use, which has some commercial usually on the main floor and apartments above. You can also go land holding, land development, land that maybe can be a parking lot until it's developed, all kinds of different avenues. But the alignment of that to your requirements, your investment goals, and where you feel comfortable working in.
Right. We have one that's actually kind of cool right now that is a triplex that allows you to gain income today. It's got good lead. Like, you want to look at the quality of the leases, the length of the leases, the price that people have paid in rents, because sometimes properties will be devalued because they have lower than average rents. Maybe that's okay for you because you don't need cash flow right now. You want it down the road. And with the right strategy, you can get those rents up where they need to go. Anyway, back to this triplex. It then allows it to be torn down at some point, and a big project, pretty decent sized project, because it's almost an acre, 10 units built on it, which you could either then sell if you're in construction. This may be an amazing opportunity because you're not going to pay what you'd have to pay for it if somebody else built it.
Right.
You'll get a good return just by creating cash flow now. And then you can take on a project. But that's not for everybody. That's probably not a first-time investor.
No, definitely not. And you might be saying, I don't even know what I don't know. And that would be why you would want to join us on October 8th at the Building Wealth Wisely workshop. You can register at dekkerteam.com. It's only $47 per ticket. We're going to spend 3 hours between 6 and 9. And we're going to give you a lot of information to get you thinking. There's going to be people that you can network with there.
The community that you build your wealth in is another tip that you want to pay attention to. The cool thing is, if right now you don't have an investment property, what a perfect time to come. And if you already have a few, but you're thinking, I'm not sure that they're in alignment with my goals, that would be another reason to get yourself a seat and get into the room. And if you have youth living at home or a youth that you know, they get a free ticket when you get one. So you can actually not only grow in community, but grow within family, helping the next generation make the right aligned choices as they start.
Many times we have people come and they go, well, I don't like the investment I'm in, or I've got too many single family. I want to consolidate and buy a multifamily apartment, because sometimes a duplex is the easiest thing to get into until you've got experience, and then you might want to move to a larger apartment building with different commercial lending and all that kind of thing. So those are the things that we're going to focus on. We're going to give you some guidance, but not the kind of guidance that you really need. That guidance is going to come from a one-on-one consultation, but it gets the brain thinking. And sometimes the input from other investors in the room is spectacular.
Brilliance is in the room.
Yeah, and Warren Buffett said, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing.
And we've got so many of those nasty stories, right?
Yeah.
Even for ourselves and other people, when we did things without really knowing, and we don't want that to happen to you.
Sure. And once you've chosen the right type, the next challenge is avoiding hesitation that causes you to miss the best opportunities. And we're going to discuss that in the next segment. And in the meantime, we're delighted that you've joined us on Life's Inside Track.
Moving forward with the Dekker team. Moving forward together with the Dekker team.